I found base 2 fascinating to work on. I mean, it was frustrating, and at times it felt like I was never going to be able to complete it, but heck if I didn't learn a lot making this video. And when it comes to the base stages, if your only goal is to survive, then they're not actually that challenging once you get to know them. In fact, they're surprisingly fair. You see, the trolls, turrets and everything else always follow the same pattern. There's never any surprises. But if you want to speedrun them, well, that's a whole different situation. Now, I'm going to try to go through all of the concepts that make the base stages different to any other stage in the game, because you see, we have a very important question to ask. What is the fastest that we can finish base 2?
Challenge accepted.
I've spoken about spread rhythm many times in previous videos, and I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video, but I will put links down below if you're interested. Basically, the game has a sprite limit on bullets, 10 to be precise, but because our spread fire fires arcs of bullets, some despawn off the screen before others, thus allowing us to continue shooting. I keep shooting at a steady pace, and you can get a stream rather than 2 arcs. Now, our first room has a shield that can take damage almost immediately. Now, ideally, we'd want to start the stage with perfect spread rhythm, but unfortunately that's just not possible. Good spread rhythm is something you build up, right? It takes a second or two, purely because we have to wait for the first arc to reach the back of the wall before we can change our spread. Perfect spread rhythm, by the way, is a steady single line of bullets. The difficulty in this stage is trying to get perfect spread rhythm as quickly as possible. There's only one shield in this room, so it should be pretty easy to get through pretty quickly. Now, room 2 gave me the biggest problems. The fastest order to take out the 4 shields is what you see here, middle left, then the 2 on the right. This order allows us to travel the shortest distance between shields. And remember that we have to duck to deal damage, so every time we move, our bullets stop connecting with the shields. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, there's a wrinkle. Notice how it takes time for a bullet leaving my gun to reach the back of the wall. This means that we can actually start running before a shield is even destroyed. The problem is timing. And let me tell you, I spent more time on this room alone than any other stage, including the boss. Now, to be clear, a frame perfect kill in this room would be defined as firing the exact amount of bullets needed to destroy a shield, and jumping up immediately after firing off the very last one to move to the next shield. Finally, there's the matter of the last 2, and I found that positioning is vital. The position we need to be in is almost pixel perfect. Not quite, but almost. So not only do we have to move from shield to shield with frame perfect timing, but we need to get into position for the last 2 with almost pixel perfect accuracy. The closest I have come to testing something in this series was in this room. Now, room 3 is pretty straightforward. Notice that the shields have covers that can be destroyed this time, and all this does is slow us down a little bit. Not a big deal. Room 4 requires us to duck again to take out the 2 shields on the floor. Now, you'd think that the better your spread with them, the faster you get through those shields. But in actuality, because we are trying to hit 2 shields at the same time, we want an arc instead of a focused stream. In room 5, we kill the turrets in the middle first, then we run to the right hand side, and we should get there before the shield opens, giving us plenty of time. This is a similar situation to room 2, only quite a bit easier. We want to start running for the left shield as soon as possible. Room 6 is a welcomed breathing space. They even give us rollers just in case we lost our spread with them. Room 7 is interesting. We kill the turret first and then prepare ourselves for the shield above it. Now, there are various strats. I've seen people take 6 jumps, but the average amongst decent runners tends to be 4. Pro runners can do it in 3 jumps, but the best can do it in 2, if your spread rhythm is perfect, of course. There's a similar concept here as room 1, in that we want our bullets to hit the shield on the very first frame it opens up, and that means jumping at exactly the right time. Room 8 is basically the same as the final room in base 1, except there's more grenades if you take too long. We run to the right to take out one of the turrets, and then without stopping we run back to the middle to position ourselves. We want to stand slightly off center to the left of the middle of the screen, so the turret in the middle doesn't take us out. And now, we get to the boss of this stage. Now, conventionally you'd kill the 3 shields, which would spawn the 2 heads, and then you'd kill each head separately while trying to dodge bubbles, and that's that. One thing you'll notice very quickly is that the two heads won't take damage if they're divided into 4. Thing is, we can glitch the two heads so that they take damage, even if they're separated. Now the exact strategy really is its own video. It's complicated, and well, I don't have time to explain the whole thing in this video. So I'll post a link to a fantastic video made by Archie Coffee explaining exactly how it works. For now, all you need to know is that it is a frame perfect strategy, because we need to fire from the middle of the screen at precisely the correct moment, so we deal damage on the very first frame that the heads divide. Now one thing I learned while making this video is that it's not just about the glitch. We still have to jump to the right, landing in the correct position, and fire with perfect spread rhythm in order to get the fastest kill possible. Before I give my final time, I want to point out the force fields, those lasers in each room, preventing us from running forward until the shields are destroyed. You see, we want to start running the very first frame the force field drops. The problem is, if we run into the force field, we actually waste a frame or two because it takes that long for Bill to end his shocking animation. I, fortunately, have the benefit of being able to edit out those wasted frames. Now, given that the force field is technically a frame perfect trick, if we add to that the frame perfect movements in room 2 and the frame perfect shot that we have to make on the boss, well, that equals to 11 frame perfect actions that we have to take if we want a 100% perfect base 2. Yeah, I know, it's insane. Alright, let me bring this analysis to a close. The fastest possible time that you can complete base 2 is 1 minute and 21.4 seconds. Now for the record, Angry Lanx's time was 1 minute 21.54 seconds in his world record run. No, I'm not joking. And remember that I had two big advantages. First, perfect spread rhythm without having to sit there button mashing. I just had to sit there holding the fire button down. And second, the ability to splice out wasted frames. I'm talking of course about the force fields between rooms. All of that having been said, this is my final conclusion. Case closed. As always, if you think I've gotten anything wrong, or if I've left anything out, please do let me know. Like any other speedrunner out there, I just want to know the fastest way to finish this stage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support, and remember, don't stop shooting.